All right, what's good, people? It's C5, aka Professional, in the building. Welcome to my channel. We're about to get right to a new video. Now, I've been looking forward to Bluecentric, Blue Taluzma. She is an academic. She has her own channel. You can go check her out, Bluecentric. She does live streams from the desktop. They're like PowerPoint productions for you, and she thoroughly goes through emotional therapeutic things and emotional knowledge. And I've followed her since she was on Jason Lee's show. I've always paid attention to her, and I may have a bit of a crush on her. I don't know. But regardless of that, I love that Joe Budden has an eye and an ear for these type of people. I think we probably been paying attention to her about the same amount of time. But I'm just starting this YouTube journey with you guys. So please join in and helping me build this community. I have a lot to say, and I don't want to be going back and forth with people, but please leave comments if you want to agree, disagree, join in the conversation. This is audio from Scores and Assists. Shout out to Scores and Assists. Somehow he allowed Joe Budden allows him to get a bit of the audio. We're gonna listen to a bit of it, and I'll tell you my opinion. This is Bluecentric and Joe Budden and his podcast, all his members, talking to Blue Taluzma, Bluecentric, and they're talking about Clay and Megan's breakup. The thing about it is, I'm so excited because Blue's outlook on it was my outlook. You see what I'm saying? And also, I see another side of Megan that I don't think everybody sees, just because we from the South, we from Houston, Texas, and it's a little bit different out there. So let's check the section out.
Said it's a room full of misogynistic men that don't know that they're misogynistic. They think they're high value men. They're mid-tier niggas, but
Sustained quiet awareness.
This is
ladies and gentlemen, we have the specialist of guests here today.
Indeed.
Somebody that I'm a huge fan of. I watch all your content.
Messy.
Oh, you messy?
I watch
Oh, that's his bad.
every last piece of content that you ever put out. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Ladies and gentlemen, podcast extraordinaire, entrepreneur, Bluecentric. Blue is in the building. Make some noise.
Welcome.
Blue, I am so honored to have you here. Now, they might not seem as excited as me.
Okay.
Because they didn't know shit. I just said Blue was coming. They said, who the fuck is Blue? I said, don't worry about it. You
I love that, by the way.
I said the rapper?
Yes, I love that. I love that.
But what I did tell them was, after we did our Meg Thee Stallion breakup episode, I watched the content that you put out, which started with, hey, I wanted to get a good gauge, so I turned on the Joe Budden podcast to see what some niggas might say.
Always.
You shot Mark some bail. You said, hey, Mark is bright, but he's still got a dick. He's still a dude. And then you read us for absolute filth. It was some of the best content.
It is still some of the best content that you can find on the internet. It is still some of the best content that you can find on the internet, and I just want to thank Bluecentric just for this and many other takes that she's had. I love her takes, and I love that she speaks for women from a logical stance, and also just addressing and identifying some of the emotions that we go through that we really, don't know. I do personal therapy, but a lot of things. My therapist is a man, which that's what I want right now. But yeah, with Blue, man, I would love for her to be my therapist, but I would probably be one of the patients that'll end up having a crush on her, because that's crazy.
I don't shy away from that content. I love that stuff, especially because I love your stuff and you were making a lot of sense. But I thought, what better way to address this than to invite Blue here so she could read us for filth herself, one, and two, so we can have the discourse.
Yeah. Your voice is too important not to call you out.
How bad were we? You can tell her, yo, and we're being nice to Blue no matter what she says about us. What was the conversation?
She can handle all y'all. But check this action out. Thank you, Scores and Assists, for allowing me to utilize this video and do a reaction to it. Thank you, Joe Budden. If you're allowing him, please allow me. I won't do it much, but Blue, you had Blue on there. You had Blue on there. You had to know.
Conversation about? Remind us what the conversation was about.
The conversation was on a scale of Malcolm X to Klan. How much did y'all fuck this up? it was like the hood was halfway on, but not all the way down. And the reason why I mention that is because I always tell men, if you're confused about misogyny, change it to race. Because all privilege works the same, right?
I agree with that.
So if you're talking about misogyny, you're like, is this misogynistic? Pretend a white man is saying it to you in Alabama and ask yourself how you would feel, and that's how a woman would feel in the moment. Because whoever has the privilege is the white man in the room. And privilege is...
It's a great way to gauge it. That's an outstanding way to gauge privilege, right?
Conditional, by the way. It's not just a gender-based or a race-based thing. As a black woman who clearly is educated, if I'm in a room full of people who are considered hood rats, in that moment I have privilege because my education gives me proximity to whiteness.
Okay.
So I check myself for privilege all the time, right? And I think a lot of black women, and I'm going to say something controversial but brave, I think a lot of black women don't acknowledge when they have privilege, but are quick to yell when somebody else has the privilege. And I think a lot of black men do the same thing when it comes to misogyny. And so if you were in a room of white men and they were talking about, let's say, George Floyd or anybody who's ever gotten shot, and before they got to the harm, they blamed the victim for not knowing any better, you would immediately have a visceral reaction to that. So when I was watching the episode about Meg, we skipped over any harm that might have been done, and it started with her being at fault for not knowing any better. And the word
This is Megan Clay when they broke up.
Megan Clay,
Yeah.
naive, naive, naive. And as a woman,
That was my take.
yeah, as a woman spending...
Now, understand, their take was, he's Klay Thompson. She should have known. She should have known what? What should she have known? That was immediately where everybody lost me. What was Megan Thee Stallion supposed to know about Klay Thompson? Let's rephrase this. Joe Budden, what is Sade supposed to know about you? What's she supposed to know? You go fuck over her. You go outside of the boundaries and rules that y'all have set with each other, and you see how she react. You dig? So y'all be wrong. What are you saying? Because he's Klay Thompson, she's supposed to expect that he cannot be monogamous with her? She is Megan the fucking Stallion. Don't get it twisted. She done had badder bitches than you, Joe. So what are you talking about? What's up? Y'all might not understand this H-Town shit, but the pimping is real. So that's where everything went wrong from jump. Oh, he Klay Thompson. She should have known. Known what? She's Megan the Stallion. She got a stable of bitches. Joe, do you think you had a stable? Y'all wrong. I don't care. Tory shot her in the foot. I don't care about none of that. She's still Megan Thee Stallion. She got niggas out here crying and talking to each other like bitches. So y'all gotta, I don't care if you like her, respect that. You don't have no stable like Megan. So nah. What you mean she should have known he Klay Thompson? She is Megan the goddamn Stallion. Get it together, man.
In 25 minutes hearing you talk about how the person who is clearly in pain being naive, it felt the way a black man would feel listening to a bunch of white men talking about how, well, he was stupid for being out late at night anyways, he should have known better. It felt that same way of, pause for a second. Can we talk about what she's reacting to? Can we talk about the harm that was caused? And here's the thing about Megan. I'm going to say this. I want to recuse myself for a second. I have a lot of friends in the industry. A lot of them know Megan. Some of them love her. Some of them loathe her. Women I'm talking about. I'm talking about women. So not all the women I know love Meg. And this was the first time that we were all unified in her.
I'm glad you shared that. Thank you, Blue.
We were all, this was the first time that I heard all my female friends.
My pride was hurt. Like, what? Fuck Clay Thompson, yellow nigga. What? Y'all better.
Even the ones who don't like her personally say, yo, that was kind of fucked up. And so to watch the men be like, oh, this dumb X, Y, and Z, it was hurtful because it was like, y'all.
And I said the yellow thing on purpose. Don't worry. It's going to come back up.
Told her to stop being a hot girl and sit down and find a good nigga and X, Y, and Z. And she did, and he lied, and it's still her fault?
Well, we don't know what happened. We just
don't
know that
what
she
happened.
put out something. That was part of our thing. It was like nobody knew there was turmoil in their relationship. Nobody knew anything. She ran and just made a post.
Because that's what she do. How old is Megan Thee Stallion? How old is she? Anybody? Joe Budden addicted to the internet. They run to the internet. That's what they do. She in her 20s. That's what they do. They listen to the internet. They run to the internet. They tell the internet all their business. I've been off social media for 8 years, going on 9 years. I don't give a damn about what y'all talking about, right? But that's not that generation. Megan generation, they own that thing, man. That's what they do. It's literally an addiction. It is a part of their lives. They go to the internet. Ain't now one of y'all took Kanye phone yet. Y'all done flew out, had interviews. T.I. done flew out, everybody grabbing them. And ain't none of y'all grab Megan. I don't want to hear none of that. Ain't none of y'all grab Megan. Let me tell you who spoke up for Megan. Bun B. I love you forever, man. You feel me? That's who stood up for Megan when all of y'all talking down on her. The nigga in jail because he shot her. And we can touch on that too. About realistic situations. But let's stick to this. Clay and Megan. Let's
Which and weaponized her woman fan base, which is a lot of people do.
Why the word weapon?
She weaponized her woman fan base to rise up against Clay Thompson is what he's saying, right? This is Ice. And go after them. If they feel like they have this attachment to Megan Thee Stallion and they want to stand up for her, let them. Let him stand up for her. He got his whole family, right? And she don't have that, right? So the internet, her supporters, that's her family. Get it?
Weaponized.
Because you made that post knowing what would happen, knowing they would all jump on his ass, whether it be true or not. Nobody knows what actually went down. You make a post, it's literally too weaponized because that's the result is everyone now jumps in his mentions, jumps in his comments, condemning him without knowing a thing of what actually happened.
I think the assumption of weaponizing is a little bit narrow only because, perfect example, I listen to the show, right? Because I have a lot of guy friends, so I have to, because this is what the news be at. And one of the things I've heard is, let's say for a second, you only date women who are very slim. And
I do.
He does.
Joe told you that he found a big, pretty bitch who was perfect for you, right? And you were like, no. He finally wears you down, and you decide to listen to him, and the big, pretty bitch hurts your heart. Who's the first person you want to come to? the person who convinced you, right? I think what we're missing is Megan lost her mother very early. Let me finish.
Okay.
And she listens a little bit too much. I agree she listens too much to the audience. There's been an ongoing conversation between Megan and the audience for several years. Even though she doesn't act like it, she heard y'all calling her those names. She heard
Well, Cardi B said, y'all my friends. Y'all her friends, man. Y'all her friends.
y'all telling her to sit down. She heard y'all talking about her wet ass pussy, right?
Us.
Men in general, everybody in general.
It was her song, though.
Yes, no, but I'm talking about in the disparaging way, like you're doing too much.
Got it.
We don't want to listen to it. You're a whore, hard R, right?
We know.
No, you guys didn't say it.
Oh, okay, I was getting ready to say
but
that
the
was
social
never our.
zeitgeist said it. We're talking about the social.
Salt from Salt and Pepper does not want to perform the song Push It anymore because she's changed her life. I don't think Megan regrets WAP. I think it was great. I think she can grow from it.
Zeitgeist.
Okay.
You live in.
But I hope she goes straight stupid and ignorant on y'all on this next album. I can't wait.
By the sword. I agree that she's too connected to the internet, but I also believe she's been having an ongoing conversation with the internet since day one. And it is actually completely aligned with her personality that she would come to them when she's heartbroken. Do I agree with her doing it? No. But I don't think it's weaponizing. I think it's immaturity.
So you can identify.
I think she's immature, but I don't think she's weaponizing. She's been having an ongoing
Right,
conversation.
this is not just a one-off.
It's not a one-off. She's been talking to us in a way that is too much for a long time. So it's not a weapon. It's just a continuation of a pattern. Does that make sense?
But
Makes sense.
you'll acknowledge her
I see.
understanding and also mastery of the internet over the last 7-8 years.
I wouldn't say mastery.
She has an affinity for it and a real attachment to it.
She's a slave
So
to
you
it.
know that when you do these things, what your fan base is going to do to this man.
Yes.
You can't say you acknowledge all of these things and you don't acknowledge this piece of it. It's like
Okay. We acknowledge that. Let's move on.
Joe Budden is a fucking
Stick to that for a while.
have accountability on one hand and not have accountability on the other. I'm agreeing with your point.
Stick to
Else
that
to
for
be
a while,
other
right?
things.
You know what it is to
That's
me?
what you said about him?
No, I didn't. I did not say that. His encapsulation.
Don't listen to Joe.
Encapsulation like
Yes.
Yo,
what I said is there are blind spots that people don't always point out, and that as great as you are, Mark,
agree
you
with
still
that.
have a dick, so you still have a blind spot because you're a man, right? In the same
fair.
way that as
I agree.
a black woman, when I call
Have a dick.
my male friends to check me, it's because I know as educated as I am, as brilliant as I am, I'm still a black woman. I need somebody across the room to tell me.
See it
So
from a different
because
perspective.
you're a man.
Cousin, you gotta call your little brother, man. You gotta call your daddy. I call my dad. I call my dad. I call my uncles. You feel me? I call my cousins. I call my shipmates. Cause I'm not a man. I don't think I'm a man. I don't move like a man. And I can't understand man brain all the time. So I gotta ask some people, and sometimes it don't just be one. Cause one, sometimes it just be so far gone that I gotta ask another just to make sure they both on the same plane. You feel me? What?
And you're always gonna have a blind spot about misogyny because you have a penis. Because I'm a woman, I'm gonna always have a little bit of that feminine thing that is like, ooh, let me call one of my brothers to check me. Everybody has it, nobody's exempt. What I'm saying about Megan is, I think she is immature. I think weaponized in this ecosystem that we're in with Trump.
Nicki Minaj weaponizes her fan base on everybody all the time. It's not cool, right? I think Megan Thee Stallion found out something. She got really hurt. And before she started getting out here with these bad women she about to be with and whoever, you know, whatever, she gonna have them. And so she don't want nobody coming against her saying, so she gonna say something first. So y'all don't come back on me when y'all see me out here with the next bad bitch. Because what? He can't be monogamous. That's how you gotta. I know y'all think he Klay Thompson, but she is. She is. the original motherfucking hottie. Y'all gotta give it to her. You cannot be out here acting like women not doing it for real. So remember, I'm gonna just remind y'all. Remember Clay had this watch? She had got him the watch. And he was like, oh yeah, bragging on it and shit. Like a bitch. Yeah, she tricking on him. Like that's, y'all ain't catch it? So I think somebody got in his ear for real. I'll tell you what I think happened. Somebody got in his ear. He went all online trying to defend her and stuff, and they was like, nigga, she over here tricking on you. You one of her bitches. And so then all of a sudden he couldn't be monogamous. That's what I feel like happened. That's the breakdown for me. And I just wanted to be out there because I don't hear none of y'all saying that. Y'all don't, now I'm not giving her no credit. Wasn't she allegedly with Victoria Monet? Could you get Victoria Monet? Could you get Victoria Monet? Could you get, y'all wasn't fit to get Victoria Monet. Allegedly, if she did, I'm just saying. I think she could pull one of your girls, Joe. Like, what's wrong with you? Quit. Don't do that. If y'all think, y'all got to do better, man. Pimp C didn't teach y'all nothing? Because y'all on the East Coast, Pimp C didn't teach y'all nothing? Y'all was just jamming Big Pimpin', huh?
And everything that's happening, I think the weight of that word is slightly too heavy for what's happening. I think being immature and irresponsible makes more sense than weaponized.
But at what point, this ain't the first, like you said, ongoing conversation. This ain't the first time.
Because those are friends. So anyway, that's going to be the end of the video for me. Bluecentric, she did a great job. It was on Patreon. I saw it as soon as it came out. Watched it twice. My favorite guest y'all could ever have. I do miss Melissa Ford, man, but you know, whatever. Anyway, I appreciate you. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Hey, if you disagree or you feel me on the pimping, if you understand where I'm coming from or you disagree, go and put it in the comments. I'm trying to build up this community. I'm probably not going to get in the comments with you, but I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for coming through.